Welcome back to Irish Angels Podcast. I'm on loan from Badge Boys, Darren Burch, and now the Irish Angel herself, Amanda Coleman. Amanda, hi.
Hi, guys. How are you?
I am doing great. I love hearing your voice and the idea that you are in Ireland. I mean, and you sound perfect. You sound like you're right next door.
I am. I'm just not telling you.
You're stalking me.
I'm hiding. I am.
You know, you've done so much with Irish Angels. How long ago was that first idea of you reaching out in social media, saying hey to all the men and women in blue and that you had our backs? How long ago was that?
It all started about 3 years ago now. And it was just through sending messages of support for what we've seen over here as the war on cops and seeing devastation and stuff. So I felt like it didn't matter where we were in the world. We had to try and support these people who are in our blue family because I have blue family here. So it was very important to me. So about 3 years ago, I started to send out messages of support, and it just kind of snowballed into what it is today, which is going to be doing great things for law enforcement, first responders, and the military.
I love it. And recently on Badge Boys, we've had guests talking about all sorts of neat and fun things. However, we've had a couple of episodes about suicide awareness as well as prevention. We had one story, a man who was jumping off a bridge and a cop saved him. And that was a great story of uplifting, empowerment. But sadly, we also had a story about a police officer who killed himself and the PTSD that overshadowed that entire police department. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of why you do what you do?
It's very simple, really, because it's, for me personally, like I said, I have law enforcement in the family. But aside from that, on a personal level, I have PTSD with someone who is very close to me and my family. And when you couple the both together and you see, like, I've been to hell and back with this person in my family, and it's been extremely difficult. And when I think of how people in service actually cope daily, you know, with what they're faced with, this person doesn't serve, and I can't even comprehend what they go through. So they have all of those emotions that I've seen firsthand, right, coupled with the hatred towards them from certain organisations, from people on the streets. They're just constantly being beaten down. And I don't care what anybody says about cops or whatever. Cops often say, oh, it doesn't affect me. It's like water off a duck's back. It's not. After a time, you can beat and beat and beat, and eventually it'll start to sink in. And they don't always want, it's a very macho industry, and they don't always want to talk about that. They have to reserve this image that they're tough, they can get through anything and they can face anything, because at the end of the day, that's what they're called upon for. So it's they automatically assume it's a weakness to show that they're suffering. And so when I coupled the both together, I was like, I can't even comprehend how they manage daily. And then aside from that, you take that home with you. And a lot of the time then it causes friction in the house, in your home environment. And I mean, we have the highest rate of divorce in law enforcement. And I can understand why. It's obviously they carry a lot of baggage with them. And sometimes, people run out of patience. And that also adds fuel to the fire when it comes to your emotions. So they don't just have like what they see on a daily basis, what they feel on a daily basis. They have then disrupting the home. They also probably have, a lot of the time, they turn to alcohol or, I guess prescription drugs, like to help them sleep, to try and switch off. And
self-medicated.
So it's really difficult for them to switch off. So all of those things, they all tie into their symptoms. So it's not just about what they see in the job; it's everything as a whole. So I find it, how they cope with that, I can't personally comprehend what they go through, and I just feel like there's a point where they feel like they just can't go on anymore because they feel they don't have anywhere to turn. And unfortunately, we have to try to lose this mentality of this macho industry from the top right down, because, it's very, they're afraid to reach out. They don't want to go to their peers and look like they're weak, even though they're not. It's actually the strongest thing you can ever do is to reach out for help. But having said that, I can understand why they feel that way, and we need to try and change that. So that's why I got into doing Irish Angel and wanting to help and being very proactive in helping. So that's where you want to try change the wheels, I mean, we can bring in as many doctors as we like, and doctors are fantastic. There's no getting away from that. But what we need to do is get the individual from feeling how they're feeling to reaching out to get the help to go to that doctor.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
There's a gap in the middle.
It's all about reaching out. We had a guest. He was a fireman at the Oklahoma City bombing, and he said, as horrific as that event was, and he was the fireman who was cradling the dead baby that became an iconic photo. And that actually saved his life. It was the other 20 years of day in, day out of seeing brutality and having, and like you said, they just suck it up. They don't reach out. They don't talk about it. It was killing his family. It was destroying everything around him. And it was actually that Oklahoma City bombing and the horrificness that fell from that forced him to get help. And that's when he discovered all the PTSD that had been building an entire career. And you're doing something really significant as it relates to people reaching out, having resources in regards to the Irish Angels. Tell us about that, these resources that you are now providing.
We're having to look at, we want to get reputable companies on board. There's a lot of people out there who don't just focus solely on first responders and the military, and they're very different. As much as PTSD is all under the one blanket, so to speak. When it comes to treatment, not every treatment, it's not like one size fits all. So you have to make sure you have the right organisations on board who understand, what these guys go through every day. So we are compiling a list. Please God, our website is only up since January, and it's still a work in progress. But we just want to keep adding to that. So we have different districts that can come on. If you're in a certain area and if Irish Angel is saying that resource centre is good, well then I'm going to reach out to them because they're in our area and they're vouched for, basically. So we want to do the best research we can on each individual place that's coming on board on Irish Angel to make sure that the guys get the help that they need.
And what is that website? And you also have an event coming up that they can find on that website that we're both pretty excited about.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So we're 3 weeks away, I think. It is the Irish Angel Thin Blue Line Bash. Now, just because it's Thin Blue Line doesn't mean it's necessarily all law enforcement. Everybody is welcome there. So we have people coming from we have firefighters, EMS, dispatch, everybody, nurses, everybody is coming. So that's on in Boston. It's kind of like we're coupling it as our launch party because we're officially launching in America. So we want to try and encourage everybody to come. The reason being is because it's such a, very rarely get to let your hair down with so many people who are doing different jobs but with the same goals. And so we want to be able to give back to them, for them to have a good time whilst raising much value, funds that we need in order to put our plans in place to help those in crisis within the services whose insurance doesn't cover the costs of their treatment, or they don't have the transportation fees to get to the treatment that they need. So that's where we want to come in, and that's why we're hosting this event, because we want to raise the funds to be able to be proactive in helping these guys. So it's very, very important to us. So if you're interested in coming, it is a jam-packed, massively jam-packed event. We have from early morning, we have which is fantastic. We have an event. It's a free event for all ticket holders for Irish Angel. It's where you'll be taken to the Left Stadium, where you'll meet with four-time world champion Sean Callanan, who is a crossbow hunter champion and a archer. And he is hosting a tournament called the Irish Angel Top Shot Challenge, or Top Shot Tournament, sorry. And everybody who's a ticket holder can take part in this event. So it's great fun. Then we're back off to the hotel for the Burlington Marriott for the main event, which is jam-packed with, it's just great. So we have like everything from honor guard to bags and pipes. We have a band that consists of law enforcement officers. They kind of do Irish music, so that we have them coming on, and we have a DJ then. And the DJ is amazing because David, he lost his son to suicide.
Wow.
And his son was an officer, and he is an officer. He's still a captain in Massachusetts. So he's taken part, and he's such a good guy. Actually, you guys should have him on the show. He's amazing. And he's the very reason why we're doing this, because we want to show people that, this is the consequences of suicide. This is what happens to the families. It doesn't just affect the individual. It affects everybody. And we want to try to prevent that. So it's very important that we have David there. He's a great guy.
I love it. If there's someone listening now that's really interested in attending this gala event at this in Boston, what are the dates and the money and tickets, and when is it? It
is on March 27th in the Burlington Marriott in Boston. And the tickets are $75, or you can buy a table of 10 for $700. Now they're going fast. They're starting to move pretty fast this week, so you need to get in there as quick as you can. But yeah, so you can go to www.irishangel.info and just click on events. You can book everything there. So we have a special offer with the hotel if you want to stay overnight. So you can book your hotel through there. You can either sponsor or donate as well if you can to attend the event. And we're also looking for sponsors to come on board.
You've had some pretty good sponsors. Can you kind of give a couple of shout outs to some of those? And
absolutely. We have Fields Ammo. They've been fantastic. Oh my God. They've donated 4 Henry rifles for us to the live auction for that evening. We have Boston Red Sox Foundation. We have the Bruins. We have just there's tons of signs, memorabilia from anything from music artists down to sporting people, and
a certain quarterback with the Patriots.
Yes, Tom Brady, isn't it? I'm getting that right.
You're getting it right. Everyone in America is, when you say Tom, they know of one Tom Brady.
I know.
You got a lot of things going on with this event. It sounds, and I know because I'm going to be there. I'm going to be giving away my book to people in the audience. We're just going to have a great time. I can't wait.
I am really looking forward to it. And finally, Darren, we get to meet each other.
That's right. After 3-4 years we've been talking.
I know, right? And I'm delighted. You guys have been fantastic, and I can't thank Badge Boys enough. They've been so supportive to Irish Angel and our mission, and we are extremely grateful to you guys for setting this up for us and doing it for us. And you guys will be able to find their podcasts as well linked onto our website, so you can tune in anytime to listen to what the guys are doing. So we are very grateful.
Fantastic. One last time, that website and to enjoy such an incredible event in Boston.
It is www.irishangel.info, and you just click on events, and everything is there for you to access. So yeah, it's called the Irish Angel Thin Blue Line Bash. Be sure to get your tickets fast, as they are going fast. And again, if you want to become a sponsor and partner with Irish Angel, you can contact me on amanda.irishangel@gmail.com.
Love it. Love it. That wraps it up for another Irish Angel podcast. Can't thank Amanda enough. And come join us. I can't fall.